3 lines of code. That's what took down a production service for 27 seconds. The client called, my manager called, I spent the whole night debugging, and when I found the problem, I wanted to throw my laptop out the window because the code looked perfectly fine. I had written those exact same 3 lines 1,000 times. Today, I'm going to show you 7 patterns that look completely normal, but that can make your code up to 30 times slower. And heads up, one of them doesn't just slow your code down, it can crash your entire program by eating all available memory. I'll show you which one at the end. Every benchmark, timeit 1 million iterations, Python 3.14, same machine, nothing cherry-picked. These are patterns from real production code bases, including my own. I'll show you the slow version, run the benchmark, show the fix, and run it again. By the end, you'll have a cheat sheet of 7 instant wins you can apply today. Let's go.
Let's start with the one that bit me. Say you have a list of 100,000 words and you want to combine them into one string. Looks fine, right? Here's the problem. Every time you do plus equals on a string, Python creates a brand new string object and copies everything over. First iteration, it copies 1 word. Second, 2. Third, 3. By 100,000 words, Python has copied billions of characters. What should take 1 second takes 30. The fix is 1 line. Join allocates memory once, writes everything in a single pass, 8 to 12 times faster. With really long strings, I've seen 30 times. This was the exact pattern in that production script, by the way. 3 lines, 27 seconds. Quick question. How many of you write list comprehensions because you think they're just prettier syntax? Yeah, I thought the same thing. They're not syntactic sugar. CPython has a dedicated bytecode instruction for comprehensions. It skips the overhead of looking up .append, calling it as a method, and pushing the result 1 million times. Honest, not dramatic, 1.3 to 2 times, but it's free, less code and faster, no trade-off. And we still haven't gotten to the one that doesn't just slow your code down, it kills it. Here's something most people don't realize. Every time Python accesses a variable or calls a function inside a loop, it pays a tax. And inside a loop that runs 1 million times, that tax gets multiplied 1 million times. 2 examples. First, globals versus local variables. CPython uses load global for globals, a dictionary lookup every single time. Locals use load fast, a direct array index. The name is literally load fast. Same principle applies to function calls. If you're calling len of data inside a loop condition and it returns the same number every time, that's 1 million redundant function calls. The rule is any value that doesn't change inside the loop should be computed outside the loop. Globals to locals, function calls to cached values. It's the same principle and it compounds. This is exactly the kind of code I used to write without thinking twice. It works, it reads fine, and it's quietly bleeding performance in every iteration. By the way, the dangerous one, the one that can crash your program, it's also the pattern that AI code generators get wrong almost every time. You'll see why in a minute. Okay, so far, everything I've shown you makes your code faster. The next 2 are different. They decide whether your program uses 80 megabytes of RAM or 160. If you're creating millions of objects in Python, this can cut your memory usage in half, literally, and most developers never use it. By default, every Python object carries a dict, a full hash map, just to store its attributes, even if your class only has X and Y. Slots tells Python exactly which attributes to expect, compact, fixed-size structure instead of a dictionary. Data processing, game entities, graph nodes, 1 line of code, free performance, free memory. Counting words, 3 ways to do it. The manual way does 2 dictionary lookups per word, 1 for in, 1 for the assignment. Default dict does 1. Counter is implemented in C and blows both away. I once reviewed a PR where someone had this manual pattern running against a 200 million row log file. Swapping it for counter cut the runtime from 90 seconds to 90 minutes. Every time you write if key in dict/else, ask yourself if counter already solves it. Okay, this is it, the one I warned you about at the beginning. And I want you to look at the 2 lines of code very carefully because the difference is almost invisible. But first, here's what makes this scary in 2026. This is the default pattern that Copilot, ChatGPT, and Claude generate when you ask them to process large data. They write list comprehensions because they look clean. They have no idea about your memory constraints. You have to catch this yourself. Look at this. See those brackets? That's it. That's the entire difference. The first version creates a list of 10 million integers, stores all of them in memory, and then sums them. Remove the brackets, and Python generates each value 1 at a time, adds it, and throws it away. It never holds more than 1 number in memory. This isn't about speed, it's about your program surviving.
I've seen production services go down because of unnecessary brackets. The data fit in memory during testing. In production, with real volume, it didn't.
The worst part? I already knew most of this. I've read the docs, I've seen the benchmarks, and I kept writing code this way anyway, because it works, because it reads fine, because localhost is the best lawyer for slow code. Everything runs fast when it's just you and your machine. Until it doesn't. Here's your cheat sheet. 6 patterns, 6 fixes. Every single one you can apply today in code you already have. Now, all of this gets much worse when your code starts running in parallel, because historically, Python couldn't actually use multiple cores. But that changed in 3.14, and if you don't understand that change, you'll end up optimizing the wrong thing entirely.